They thought they could empty Gaza. Netanyahu called it a strategic goal. His ministers drew up the day after plan, sea routes they set for the mass escape of Palestinians to Europe and Africa. Trump, grinning beside him, promised Gaza would be cleaned out, its people shipped off to beautiful new places in Jordan or Egypt. Then he asked, smug, almost amused, why would they return? They have nothing to return to. Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, gloated, 900,000 people displaced. A giant camp was mapped out on Rafah's rubble. Exit routes ready, land, air, sea. The strip, they decided, would be their Riviera, a playground built on bones. Netanyahu called Trump's plan remarkable. They toasted it in Washington. They thought history was theirs to write in other people's blood, but they were wrong. The moment the ceasefire was announced, Gaza did what they never accounted for. Gaza returned. Hundreds of thousands, gaunt, exhausted, starving, they began walking north, not fleeing, returning. A boy sits on a broken car. They're going north, he grins, and we want to go back home too. He lifts his guitar, the one thing he carried through 2 years of bombardment, and plays the tune of a song that has echoed through generations. Brother, you are free behind the walls. Brother, you are free with those shackles. Gaza has always sung for its prisoners, for the teenagers whose hair turns grey behind bars, for the fathers who come back in coffins, for the women and children trapped in the open-air prison of the Strip. Absent from the crowd are many, held in Israeli jails, among them Dr. Hussam Abu Safiyyeh and Dr. Marwan al-Homs, 2 doctors torn from their patients. Israel has refused to release them, as it has refused to release thousands more. An old woman's defiant voice cuts through the dust. We will build it again, in spite of Israel and America. A few steps away, a grandmother, her white scarf grey with dust, answers a journalist who asks why she's returning. I'm going home. Everything is demolished, but I'm returning to my children, martyred, to my daughter and her children, martyred. We want to visit our dead and greet them. The city she walks toward lies in ruins. Israel dropped the equivalent of 7 Hiroshimas on it. Trump called it a demolition site, and he was right about the rubble. But where he saw a void, Gazans see sacred ground, the land where their loved ones are buried. Every speck of dust is holy. We saw them flee with babies wrapped in blankets in the dead of night, dig through rubble with bare hands, cheer through tears when they pulled a bloodied infant out alive. We saw doctors operating without anesthetic by torchlight. This is Gaza, a people who love life, not as a slogan, but as a daily act of courage and defiance. An old man raises his voice. We will stay here on our land in Gaza. We will remain on Gaza's soil, steadfast. Gaza is the first line of defense against Netanyahu's dream of a greater Israel. My 2 sons are martyrs. My house and my land are nothing compared with the honor of a believer. Behind him, children beat on empty cans, singing, Ya Ghazza ya Nawara, O Gaza, our rose. Starved, exhausted, but still smiling, still singing their love for their land. Perhaps the deepest cruelty hasn't just been the bombs, it's the dehumanization, not just from Trump and Netanyahu, but from those who claim to be progressive. After the ceasefire was announced, Obama issued a statement. He spoke of Israeli families on one side and the people of Gaza on the other, as though Palestinians were a faceless mass, as though they were not mothers and fathers, sons and daughters, poets and doctors. This is how erasure begins, with language that splits the world into the human and the subhuman, one side mourned by name, the other dismissed. And it shows in who is grieved and who is left beneath the rubble. An international committee has been formed, heavy machinery, expert teams. They will recover the bodies of Israeli hostages. Every effort will be made, every inch searched, every body returned with dignity. But what of the thousands of Palestinians, children, women, men entombed beneath their homes? Will the world send its machines for them? Will it grant them a grave, a farewell, a prayer? Or is dignity rationed too, reserved for some not others, in life as in death? It is precisely this dehumanization that has driven millions into the streets, from Rome to Jakarta, from London to Johannesburg, a rebellion against this moral rot, against stripping Palestinians of humanity, against the idea that their lives and deaths are disposable. Through unspeakable horror, Gazans have shown the best of what it means to be human: courage, resilience, love of life that refuses to surrender. Gaza's schools, bakeries, hospitals, mosques, churches, playgrounds, universities, every foundation of civic life has been obliterated. If the word humanity still means anything, humanity itself must rebuild Gaza, not governments, the same ones complicit in its genocide. People, ordinary people, the same people who filled the streets chanting for justice while their leaders turned away. The people of Gaza have carried the world's moral weight for 2 years. Now the world must carry them. Gaza clings to life. Gaza breathes. Gaza stands, and humanity must stand with it.